Hey, my friends. Today's episode, we are going to tackle a major question. Are you living your life from the inside out or from the outside in? There are powers that you have access to that can change everything in your life if you just learn to live from the inside out and stop allowing the outside to dictate how happy you are, how successful you are. Let's get to it.
This is A.D. Roberts. Welcome to Better Is Now, the podcast. I believe we live in a world filled with limitless possibilities, and in this world we are all looking to feel, do, and to be better. From that limitlessness, gentle nudges arise to remind us of our own possibilities. Today's nudge is about to begin right now.
Hey, my friends, this is AD, and welcome to, another edition of Better Is Now, the podcast. Today, I have a great friend of mine, Sarah Bonham, with me, and we are going to talk about something really important and dear to my heart because as a coach, we are constantly dealing with the realities of life. And, and I think this is perfect for you because many people, because we live in this third dimensional reality, we wind up living from the outside in. Mm-hmm. And today's topic is the power of living from the inside out. Because what I found that the challenge is when you live from the outside in, you really can't control a lot of the variables.
Yeah.
You know, you can't control what other people do. Mm-hmm. You can't control what other people say. You can't control the weather. You can't control. And it's the thing of creating expectations. Expectations are these things that are outside of us. Intentions is very, very different. Intentions are from within. So, as we kick this off, how, with what you do every day, Sarah's amazing what she does. She's a direct sales guru. This is what she does. And, her passion is to travel the world. And, her Instagram page is absolutely amazing. So you got to go to it. The information is going to be right there. I'm going to give it to you in a second. But from your perspective, what has been your gift or your ability to live from the inside out versus living from the inside in? The difference between living from the outside in or living from the inside out.
Well, you nailed it when you said the word intention. We can't control what is happening to us, but we can always control how we handle it, right? And we always have those moments, and I'm human, where I have moments of I'm allowing, and that's the word, right? I'm allowing.
I love that word. It's one of my favorite words.
Yeah, I'm allowing someone or something or some obstacle to dictate my emotions, my thought process, my feelings, and that in return is how I respond to other things. It could derail my whole day if I allow it. Or I can sit back and I have to catch myself, and I'm not perfect at this, but this is something I'm very intentional with, choosing how I'm going to allow something to affect me. Whether I'm going to allow it to affect me for good, if I'm going to allow it to affect me for something bad, which I don't, right? And if I catch myself, and this is something I think you train yourself to do,
Yeah.
As I feel my normal human reaction to something that was hurtful, if someone said something that was hurtful or someone did something that was hurtful, and I catch myself allowing that emotion to dictate taking energy from my family, from my husband, from my spouse, whatever I'm doing, I instantly in that moment say, nope, I'm not giving that person or that situation power over my thoughts and feelings. And no one else around me deserves for that toxicity, right, to be also spread into their life. And that's what happens. If we allow it to come into our life, then we also spread it. You have to cut it off. You have to decide.
And so for you, how do you act? What's the mechanics of you doing it? Because here's the thing. It's just like, we always tell our children, you got to focus. You need to focus. Pay attention to what you're doing. But how often are we actually taught to focus? we're taught how to drive a car, we're taught how to ride a bike, we're taught how to cook, we're taught a lot of things. But when it comes to something as important in the human experience as focus, that's something that's not taught. So, to control your mind or to shift your emotions when you're, because I believe emotions are energy in motion. And when that energy is flowing in a negative direction,
Yeah.
how do you, with your focus, shift that? What's the technique that you use?
So for me, I wish I could sit here and tell you I had a very strategic, mapped out system on how I do it. But for me, it's more the chasing the right feeling. So I know if I chase one set of feelings, how that will end my day. And I know if I chase another feeling, how that will make my day.
No, it makes sense.
Right? And so for me, I tell my kids everything, don't wish for a good day, make it a great day. Choose every moment of the day to make it great. And so for me, part of that is practicing what I preach when something is happening to me that I don't like or doesn't feel good, or I feel overwhelmed or stressed. I stopped it because, right, that energy, like you said, it's in motion, right? So you have to stop that motion and then switch and decide. And for me, it's habit. It's habit, right? So like I've learned as soon as I feel that to nip it in the butt and then retrain my brain to think about, okay, what can I control in this situation? How can I overcome this? What are the things that I can do versus the things I can't do right now?
Right. Now, one of the things that I learned, and I teach this mechanically,
I love that.
as a technician of the mind, if you will. I teach a person to focus on their breath. Take a deep breath in, breathe out. What that does immediately, it brings your focus to the present moment, because the only reason why you have a present moment is because you're taking a breath. If you didn't have the breath, you wouldn't be here to have the moment. So let's bring that focus and to bring that awareness to the present by being cognizant of the breath. And then after that, you can also bring attention to your heartbeat. And so that takes your focus away from the thing that was going on, and it brings it quickly into the present moment. Now, here's how you use that energy. I learned this. I love this technique. Shifting, and this is the living from the inside out. When something frustrates you or aggravates you or pulls you into that negative space, your kids are starting to drive you crazy, or a client did not do what they said that they were going to do, or somebody just didn't do it. So in that moment when you're hot, that heightened state of emotion, because energy is always moving. So emotion is energy in motion. And I believe that where your focus goes, energy flows. And where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. So if you're having, got a lot of negative energy going on, negative conversations, negative spiraling, because we all know what that spiraling thing is.
For sure.
So what you wind up doing, I want you to use that energy, though, because you can take that same negative energy and it's in a heightened state of emotion, which is energy in motion, to manifest and create, turn that thing around and say, in that heightened state of I'm frustrated, say, I'm so thankful for my new house. I'm so thankful for this moment. I'm thankful for being alive. I'm thankful for this breath. I'm thankful for these amazing clients that are here right now that are coming my way. I'm thankful for all of the amazing things that are manifesting in my life right now. So when you do that and you start speaking to yourself, these affirmative statements and these affirmative thoughts, where your focus goes, energy flows. You're in a heightened state of awareness. You take that heightened state of awareness and you focus and you channel that energy where you want it to go by speaking all of the things that you want to attract into your space and what you want to manifest. So that is one of the amazing ways that I learned how to focus that energy and keep from spiraling out of control.
I love it. I love that there's like a system, right? So like so many times when people are like, how are you so happy all the time? What are you doing? And it's so
always happy.
I love, I love to be happy, and I simply choose to find the joy in all things that I do. Not every day is rainbow and butterflies, but again, I focus on the things that I can control versus the things I can't. But I love that you could take something that I've been doing, didn't know how to articulate into how I was doing it, and be able to teach other people how to duplicate that. Because I think
That's what I do every day.
It's so amazing. It's so amazing. Like, this is what I love. This is why I love doing this. And it helped me aware, okay, so I can talk to people. This is what I'm doing. But yeah, I love the feeling at the end of the day when I've truly not allowed negativity to control my life and my circumstances and my day. I always say it's like working out, right? Like, the thought of going to work out can sometimes be like, ugh. And you have all these things that you have to do and all these excuses and all this stuff piling onto you. So you end up, it's not because you physically couldn't do it. It's mentally you have
There's a lot of stuff
loaded
going
yourself.
on outside of you. And see, so to that, I want to say this one thing, that when you live from the inside out, I like to teach my students that never believe the reports of your eyes and ears. Because when you believe the reports of your eyes and ears, it puts you in a weakened state, because you may think you see something. The world out here is happening. The world out here that is happening now is systemic of choices that were made a while back. But right now, in this present moment, the only moment that is real, try your best not to pull the emotions or the pains of the past into the present moment, or the fears of the foreseeable future in your mind, and bring those fears into the present moment. Because what you're doing, you're sacrificing the power of this moment, which is the opportunity for you to plant new seeds for change for tomorrow and to have a better experience. But what happens is, many times the reports of our eyes and ears, we're worried about how we're going to pay what bill. We're worried about a presentation that we may have coming up. We're worried about all kinds of stuff. Or we're carrying painful experiences from our past and lugging them into our present moment experience. But if you sit there and you're cognizant of it and remind yourself that no matter what you see or what's happening outside of you, the power is always within you.
100%.
The power is always within you for you to choose at any moment in time to change the direction of that energy. Because remember what I said. Where your focus goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, manifestation soon follows. Don't believe the reports of your eyes and ears. Believe what you have seen inside of you. Believe the power that you have inside of you to change everything in your space. I don't care what looks terrible or how bad it is, you still have the ability to change. What's some of the things the advice that you give your team in your direct sales business to just kind of, when they're facing disappointments or rejection and all that kind of stuff, what is it that you use?
Well, so a couple of things. Number one, you have to celebrate rejection. I truly believe, you gotta celebrate. Like, and I'm not talking like just mentally by yourself. I'm like, for a while, you really should get up and celebrate rejection. It is God's way.
Physiologically.
Yeah, like you celebrate. Like, I got another no, I got another closed door, I got another rejection. Whatever it is, celebrate it. Truly celebrate it, because every closed door is God's way of protecting me and leading me somewhere better. So those closed doors are a reason. There's a reason that that's closed on you. So celebrate that. You're one step closer to that opportunity that you want.
To the yes that you're
looking for. Or the yes that you're looking for. I had a sweet friend. This was a great story about this. She would call me, and she really struggled with rejection dating. She was a young attorney. She was making good money. She had a good career, but she really wanted a spouse. She wanted to be married. She was getting older, and this is something she wanted. She never met anyone. And she would call me after every date and be just so devastated. Another failed date, another wasted dinner, another wasted time, all of these things. And I told her about celebrating rejection. And she started calling me after every date, celebrating the rejection, celebrating that it wasn't a good fit, celebrating that it wasn't. And then a year later, she ended up finding her spouse. They're married. They have 2 little kids.
look at that. I
but
love
we
it.
celebrated that at her wedding. I remember being at her wedding, like, Shauna, like, this was, every closed door led you to the man that you were supposed to marry.
Yeah, what they
You
say, if
know?
you kiss enough frogs, you wind up with a prince sooner or later.
Right? So I think it really is, you have to celebrate those
I love that.
rejections.
No, I really do. I really love that. Celebrate, that's a beautiful way of changing that perspective.
Yep.
Because if you can celebrate something that was designed in our construct to disappoint you and make you
Yes.
frustrated and sad, but you celebrate it, what you've done, you create a pattern interrupt in your subconscious mind, and that pattern interrupt is like, what is this? This is not the path that we're supposed to be on. This is a bad date. You're supposed to be sad, and then you go from sad to being depressed and
Yeah.
feeling sorry for yourself. You mean to tell me we have the bad date, then you turn around and immediately you celebrate the bad date? So your brain is like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful pattern interrupt, and right there in that moment, to add right to that step that she used in celebrating that no or celebrating that disappointment, start to say, boy, I'm really thankful for my husband that's coming. I'm really thankful for my wife that's coming. I'm really thankful for my new house, my new car. You know what? That house, they didn't accept my offer. It didn't happen. But guess what? I probably wasn't supposed to have that house. So I'm one step closer to the house that I'm supposed to have. And I'm
Yep.
excited about that.
Absolutely.
Sarah,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you being on today. I really hope that, our listeners really grab something out of this today, and that you don't have to be subject to the things around you. Remember,
Absolutely.
do not believe the reports of your eyes and ears. That is something that happened a long time ago that you're just experiencing right now. The power is in the present moment where you can plant the seeds that you really want to experience for your life. And if you live like that and you not expect, but intend. That's the beautiful word. Not expect, but intend. Because you can control your intentions. Intentions, I believe, is something that we connect to that's already out there. We just have to have the experience of the thing by the focus that we have, the energy that flows to it. And I promise you, soon enough, the manifestation will happen. So listen, thank you again, Sarah. I truly appreciate you coming on. Got to have her on a little bit more. She's going to be hanging out with me throughout this third season that we're in. So you've been listening to A.D. Roberts for the Better Is Now, the podcast. Listen, love you guys. I will see you all next time.
This is A.D. Roberts, and you have been listening to Better Is Now, the podcast. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for awesome programs and inspiring publications. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to this podcast on your favorite platform like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or our very own Anchor. See you next time.